Brought to you by IWC Radio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beans, Smoot, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello everyone and welcome to IWC Radio. This is episode 156 and we're coming to you live on youtube.com and iTunes. I'm your host Martin Owen and I'm being joined as usual by Will, Smoot and Chucks. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, good.
Pretty good considering I'm on the other microphone.
Yes, a few technical hiccups for Smoot this week.
Christ, yeah.
It's all good, it's all good.
Yeah.
Has Chucks arrived or is he still recovering from weird bang noise we heard a minute ago?
That wasn't me.
Oh, you survived it.
yeah, that wasn't me.
You survived the thing that didn't happen to you. Congrats.
I it's not the first time. I make a habit out of surviving things that don't happen to me. It's it's kind of a gift I have.
A specialist skill.
Yeah.
It's one of your signature moves if you was in WWE 2K17.
Kinda. It's like when someone comes off the top and Samoa Joe just kind of folds his arms and walks away instead of taking it. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Fair dues. Thank you for joining us, Ed. He's joined us in the chat and he's asking how long was that boxing match?
Too long.
Yeah.
As are most boxing matches.
We had a few technical hiccups trying to get things sorted for tonight, so I do apologize. We're a little bit later than we planned. But yeah, so obviously we've got a show where we're going to be looking back at Backlash and NXT TakeOver. But there was also a very terrible thing that happened this week. You'd be pretty much living under a rock if you obviously didn't know that there was a terrorist attack in Manchester on Monday night this past week where a person decided to blow himself up in a foyer, which was at a Ariana Grande concert. And unfortunately, 22 people lost their lives and many people were injured and are still recovering. Pretty tough. I don't know. It's crazy to think these kind of things happen. It's even more crazy when it actually happens on your doorstep. And just all the best for the family and friends and everyone involved. It's just insane. I can't believe it happened. But one of the reasons why you may have to help me tonight with TakeOver is the fact that I didn't get a chance to watch it at the weekend last weekend because I had to be up early over the weekend, so I couldn't stay up and watch it live. My plan was to watch it before I started watching Backlash on Monday night. I got to watch some of it, not all of it, and I thought I'll just watch the last bit of it after I've watched Backlash. And then obviously the events in Manchester unfolded and everything just went a little bit chaos. From there, I tried to watch it throughout the week when I could, and every time I fell asleep, and that was not because of TakeOver. That was just because I was really shattered. But yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know pretty much what else to say on it. It's just horrible.
I believe WWE recently canceled a trip to the Manchester Arena.
Yes. Now, I'd purchased tickets for this show, which is scheduled to be a week on Tuesday the 6th of June. And Will was going to be coming with us on that. Me, Will, and a friend was going to be going watching NXT, obviously in Manchester. And the news came out that obviously WWE have decided to cancel the show, and it's not because of safety grounds. It's purely for respect of obviously what's happened. And the fair play to WWE. They've been really caring in what they've done. They've gone about it the right way. Obviously, they've cancelled the show, but they have announced that the wrestlers will still be attending Manchester. It's just that they'll be attending the children's hospitals and going visiting the injured children who are recovering, which is a nice touch. They've told us that they're going to be issuing a full refund to everyone that bought a ticket for the show. And they're also offering everyone a free ticket for a show in Leeds, which isn't too far away, the following night, free of charge. So, fair play to WWE. They're also making a donation to the emergency fund, which a lot of obviously organisations across Manchester are making donations to. This was obviously designed to support the families and everything, obviously following the tragedy. And
yeah, I think it's probably more now. Yesterday, it's raised 4 million, which is amazing.
yeah, and it's one of them things where people want to do what they can to support the city, and it's not the first time that Manchester's had a tragedy like this, and it's been well publicized, the spirit of the city and the people involved, and it's as awful as it is, we will move on from it. It's something that you have. I remember growing up and the IRA bombings, and my brother was in the town. He was a manager of a pub in town. And I remember like the panic that my mum went through on that day, trying to get hold of him just to make sure that he was all right, because obviously we didn't know any details. And it just kind of, in the last few years, there's been so many awful attacks that we see around the world, and we've all had the moments where we're kind of sat glued to a TV, can't believe what we're watching. But when you start to see that it's in a place that you have gone to so many times.
I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, the thing with the West, it's a bad thing to say, but because there's so many of these events now and incidents, you kind of become a bit immune to it when you see it on the TV. You think, oh, obviously it's bad, and you think, oh, another one. But this one, we were talking with a friend the other day. The amount of times we've been through, for yourself as well, we've been through that foyer and through them doors, and it's hit home a little bit more. This one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, none of it's nice, but they weren't particularly nice that an image leaked of the area.
Yeah,
Afterwards. And it was a picture taken in pretty much the spot you stand in just to meet people. I mean, me and you will, every time that we met up at the arena, we will meet in that foyer because it is a central meeting point. And as soon as same thing, we were watching it unfold on TV, and we were just, it's awful. You knew it was a tragedy, and then they started announcing that there was fatalities, and you were kind of just hoping at that point that this wasn't terror related and it was just some accident or something.
Yeah, I think that was the initial report, wasn't it? They were thinking some speaker had gone or something, but
yeah,
it turned out to be a lot more sinister.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we were just hoping that it was going to be something else, and obviously it wasn't. But as soon as they announced that it was a suicide bomber, straight away the first thing that I thought of was that foyer, because it's such a unique arena, because it's a building connected to the train station, so you can walk straight into the train station, which this guy has done. He's walked straight into the train station and he's approached the arena in the foyer. There's a McDonald's there, and it's a completely open public area, but it's still within the building areas of the arena.
Yeah.
And it's where people come out of the arena, out of shows, just to meet people, which is what happened. And obviously the person hasn't had to gain access to the inside of the arena to do the damage that they've done. And it's just, it's one of them things of how can you really kind of prepare for that, because you're talking a public place at the end of the day. So
I heard one story of there's a woman and a daughter, and this has happened to me a few times when we've been there. They tend not to let you go out that way because they don't want people flooding the train station.
Yeah.
And there's this woman basically was heading that way, and a steward told her that you won't get out that way because we're blocking it off.
Yeah.
And she turned around and bang, they went off.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she hadn't been stopped, she'd have gone right through it.
Yeah, it is. It's horrifying. The person that I work with, her two daughters were at the show, but because this week is exam week at school, and Ariana Grande was running a little bit over on time, they actually had to leave, and it literally got in a car 5 minutes before it happened, and you know, it's just the way things are, and obviously that's just insane to think about, really. But and there's been other people that I know obviously affected by it, and know people, which is horrifying. But it is what it is, and we've kind of got to go and move on. Ed's mentioned in the chat that he's heard Ariana Grande is actually coming back to the Manchester Arena for a charity concert for the victims, which she has said. Yeah. And, you know, absolutely top draw. Can't, you know, for someone that young to be a performer and hearing the reports that she was, as you would imagine, be so emotionally distraught over what's happened, because, you know, she was blaming herself. You know, people have come to this arena to see her. That's the reason why they're there.
Yeah. She was getting a lot of stick on Twitter for going home. I don't think she did anything wrong there.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, there was a few people that, you know, there's some idiots that just don't even think online.
Yeah.
And there was comments about how they hoped that she weren't going to be cancelling a concert in London because they had tickets. You know, shut up. You know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, and this could I mean, not even thinking of her career, that could be shelved quite easily, but the person herself could really struggle in life with emotional well-being over something like this. And fair play to her that she's announced that she's going to come back and do this concert to raise funds for it, you know, and fair play to her. There was obviously the moving tribute that Tony Walsh read his poem in Manchester, outside Manchester Town Hall, at the vigil the day afterwards, which I don't know if you all heard, but that was quite a moment for the town. And yeah, it's just a really weird situation.
I found myself supporting Man United on Wednesday.
I couldn't go that far. I mean, we're all humans here, but I mean, come on now.
I have to be honest, as the lad that I went to school with, who's a Liverpool fan, and he was just on Wednesday night like, shut up, no, I'm not supporting United. He's like, damn, like, there's obviously respect, but also there's a rivalry here. No, and that's it.
Speaking of which, actually, just the guy I know, we've got a half marathon thing running tomorrow in Liverpool. Yes. And someone I work with he was running it anyway, to be fair, but he's now decided he's a red hot Liverpoolian, and he's decided to run the marathon in a United shirt.
Oh wow!
Not even
fair play to that man. Fair play to that man.
Yeah,
that is dedication.
Yeah, all of his proceeds, can't think of the word though. It's all going to the emergency fund. So.
Oh, that's a nice touch. That is heartwarming.
It was funny because he didn't have a United shirt.
I bet he didn't.
So he had to go buy one, and then he's got 22. You know, that was the number of deaths.
Yeah.
And he's got 22 YNWA, you know, Walk Alone on the back.
Oh.
But he said he took it into the official Liverpool store to get the number done. And they were just laughing, saying, you know, what are you bringing this in here for? And it turns out they actually did it for free for him as well.
That's spot on. Ed's just said in the chat, can't even break your football allegiances for this. No, it's a bit of banter. We obviously all are together in it, and you know, we all. It was a state of. By the time Wednesday came round with that sounded like a kind
That's
of
audio puppet.
Oh, and even getting the pouring sensation. So Yeah, even though by the time that Man United was playing their game on Wednesday, there'd been a couple of days, and people was obviously, it's still raw now for people. It's been nearly a week, but it's people. That's just the way we deal with things. There's a British humour to the way
and,
that we.
and there's a kind of what's been going on is so much more important than football that I don't think I can still hate United, right? Like this is so much bigger than that. Pretending that I don't hate United for a few days, come on. Like this is, yeah. I don't think that's gonna make a difference.
Yeah, and we would expect nothing less.
Of course.
Yeah. So, so that's pretty much the state of play in Manchester. Just a special mention as well, and I know it's been mentioned in the media a lot, but there was also a gentleman that was sleeping outside the stadium who was homeless.
Yeah.
And the first thing that he did when it happened was run into that foyer and help people. And I believe he's had his own people again. Manchester has got together and he's had funds donated to him, and he has been offered work. Someone has offered to pay for a flat for 6 months for him, and he now has a home. And this in such a horrible tragedy, to see good news like that coming out of it is the kind of thing that keeps people going. And
yeah, a lot of incredibly generous people.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing is designed to divide people, and make us hate one another and things, and it does the complete opposite. An extraordinarily terrible price, but people will come together over this, and you're not gonna change that, no matter what you do. So that's it.
There's all kinds of small things happening, like people giving the police bottles of water and.
Oh God, yeah. There was an absolutely lovely scene where a 93-year-old lady who was a Buddhist went to the vigil to say a prayer, and they pulled a chair out for it, and she sat at the front with all the candles, and a Muslim gentleman went over and said his prayers next to it, and then helped her out of a chair and everything, and they had a nice moment together. And that's what the world is supposed to be like. Yeah. No matter what faith, no matter what creed, no matter what color, belief, anything, we can get along, for God's sake. It's no. So
no, I think it shows that that's not just what the world should be like, but it actually is what the world is like.
Yeah.
You don't always see it because fortunately we don't always have to see it. These things don't happen all the time, so it can go unnoticed, but that is what people are like.
And also, like you said, it does happen, but we also, media and things like that isn't seen as a big news story, I suppose, in some ways. So it doesn't always get the, it doesn't get the publicity.
It's not breaking news like everything else has to be. Yeah. The other thing that Will was saying about, nice gestures and whatever. Apparently, big business was getting in, their good PR. We like to hate on Tesco and Domino's, especially with the ones that I heard were pointed out, but they were just throwing food at the people in the blood bank. Just everyone showing up to do stuff. Taxi drivers obviously giving free lifts and stuff. We hear that all the time. So everyone doing what they can. Everyone at every level on the ladder.
There was a group of taxi drivers in Liverpool that actually drove.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
There was also
some from Blackpool, I think, as well. There's people from all over.
Yeah.
There was also a doctor who was at the concert.
Yeah.
He was at the concert. He was he wasn't involved in the blast as such, but he was there and he was aware of what happened. And he went straight to his hospital without telling anyone he'd gone to the concert, and went on a shift and worked to save people's lives. And it was only afterwards they found out that he was actually there. So, yeah, like you said, you can when you look into this, you will see acts of heroism and just people coming together. And it's so nice to see it at a time like this. And
There
thank
was
you to all those people.
the hotel I've actually stayed in was just pretty much opposite the road from the arena.
Where they cordoned off.
Yeah, they were offering people to free rooms to stay in and couldn't get home and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
EE were letting people in to charge the phones or use the phones if they need to and stuff
Yeah.
into the stores. So
Yeah,
yeah.
everyone doing what they can. Ed, I should point out, I don't hate Domino's. I mean, let's not go too far here. I was saying that generally we tend to hate on the big business, the guys who make the money in the world. They always seem to be, the
man.
evil fat cats, the man,
The man.
as great
Yeah.
as their products may be.
Yeah. So to finish it off, I, in new tradition, will raise a glass, and I will do that by opening my own can of audio pass.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's
And
been
I
a
will-
while.
Yeah. So I will raise a glass and pour in it now. To all those obviously involved and emergency services and everyone for acts of kindness.
Mm.
Thank you very much, everyone.
And I don't know about you, Beans, but I'm looking forward to going back in November for the WWE tapings.
Yes, I'm hoping I can get there myself. Obviously, around that time, I will hopefully have a bundle of joy running around with little legs. But
yeah.
but yeah, I've been assured by Laura that she can hopefully babysit her own child. She can.
Yeah, right.
She will not require my services for possibly 2 evenings where I might be able to go and watch wrestling in Manchester.
Wow.
So
Wait, isn't that going to be not too long after the due date?
yeah, it's going to be 2
That could be your first
so-
night off.
Could be, yeah.
It could be. We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, my plan is to obviously get there if I can. And also, I'm looking forward to hopefully being in Leeds on a week on Wednesday, where I'd imagine that there'll be quite a few people from Manchester there, obviously, who got taken the ticket. So I'm hoping that'll be a nice atmosphere as well. So yeah, so that's the situation in Manchester as such. Sorry, it's been a long one that on it, but obviously it's not a usual situation. So yeah, I suppose we should actually talk wrestling. And we had a big weekend with NXT Takeover Chicago and Backlash last weekend.
Should we ruffle the papers and get the music going?
I think we should.
Are we gonna go
Takeover
chronologically?
first?
Do you want to talk a little bit about Takeover first?
Well, I could talk about it as much as I know about it.
Yeah, I think I'm in a similar situation with that.
I've seen.
I know what happens, but I can only talk. I mean, the main thing to talk about in this is the UK title match, isn't it?
Yeah.
As in match as such. I know obviously there is the thing at the end of the show, but have we all seen? Smoot, did you get a chance to see this?
Takeover, no.
Ah,
No. I'm sorry.
You need to watch.
you
the
really need to watch the UK Championship match.
If nothing else, you need to
Okay.
watch that.
Alright.
It's let's just say that considering that these two gentlemen put on a match where I would understand that a lot of people from Chicago, as much as a pro wrestling town is, might not know who Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are. And within, I don't know, 10 minutes of this match happening, they're chanting UK just to kind of.
I thought that was brilliant, yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely a match. But I would say probably match of the year so far, easily.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair play to the guys. They worked such a hard style in that match. They were full of bruises at the end of it. There was.
It was nice to have JR on commentary as well.
Yeah.
JR did the commentary on it. Yeah, he had a nice flow with Nigel McGuinness, which I thought was quite good. It was. Luckily, it was the match that I got to see before Backlash. As soon as that finished, I had to pause it to watch Backlash because I had friends coming around. But yeah, it definitely stood out in comparison to Backlash.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely match of the year, I would say. Jux, have you got your papers to rustle?
I do.
That sounds like you just pulled the bookshelf over on yourself. Honest to God, that sounds like
What's
about
your-
40 books landed on you.
What are your books made of? Tissue paper.
No, it sounded like. Do you know? Oh, I'm trying to think. Ghostbusters. At the start of Ghostbusters, the original, when she's in the library. Yeah, and she's like, all them index cards start flicking out of the drawers and everything because of the ghost. That's the kind of sound that just happened. Sound like you were buried by index cards. It's amazing that we don't have a bigger fan base on this show, isn't it?
I think you're going slightly mad, Pete.
I'm blown away. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go much madder than this guy.
I know you've had a rough week, but you know.
I did, yeah.
He's losing it.
I've only had 2 sips of this drink. Crikey.
What is it? Can of absinthe.
How did you know?
I can't hear any background music. I'm just assuming that it's on.
It's on, yeah.
Okay, great. So, right, let's start with the start. That was the pre-show. Ty Dillinger winning, of course. I don't know if anyone's got anything to say about this one.
I didn't know this was booked until like the last minute.
No, there wasn't really much to say in this. It was just an average
I like
match.
Dillinger's glowy. I like Dillinger's glowy attire when he comes to the ring with.
He's been wearing that for quite a while on his pay-per-view matches, hasn't he? Anytime he's got a fairly big match, he always wears the. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like the most rigid triangular collar you'll ever see in your life. But
Yeah, that's like his Demon Balor paint. It only ever makes an appearance on pay-per-view.
yeah, the collar king.
Yeah. God, I really hope they don't push that like they do Demon King.
What do we think to Aiden English's like new gimmick?
I mean, it's reminiscent to Christian when he kept losing matches and throwing the tantrums.
Tantrum.
And such.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it go somewhere because he's a pretty good singer. But other than that, it doesn't have legs, I feel.
Yeah.
There was talk that maybe the whole Drama King, the breakdown gimmick, was written because of Mauro Ranallo.
Ooh.
Because that is how they do things.
Oh,
It wouldn't be
no.
the first time that they've come up with a
Really?
character based on real. Yeah, I don't know if
True.
it's true,
That's true, yeah.
Oh.
but it is the kind of thing that happens
It would be something,
more often than we'd like.
Yeah, it would be something that WWE would do because they are petty.
Yeah, and the timing. I mean,
Oh, I
No.
find that so pitiful if it's true.
yeah. I hope it's not. I mean, he was doing the vaudeville, I guess, act. He was singing and doing whatever. So the Drama King's not a huge jump, and it makes sense for him to do it now that Simon Gotcha's gone. So maybe it's just a big coincidence, but who knows? I should also throw out before this show, I was on 5 points, Beans on 4, Smoot and Will on 3 after 1 pay-per-view. So it's all pretty close, as it will be. So we all get points for Dillinger. Great. We all saw that coming. Next up, the main show opened with Shinsuke Nakamura beating Dolph Ziggler in 16 minutes. The show seemed to be built around this. All of the adverts
Yeah.
were Nakamura. So I'm kind of surprised it went on first. I guess it's the kind of fairly high-profile,
Yeah.
fast-paced style that they like to open shows with. But still, I kind of thought this would be a bigger deal.
I thought it would like deeper in the card than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to see it first. Especially when there was so much talk, I suppose, before it, where people actually thought that this might actually close the show.
Yeah.
I suppose WWE sat there and thought, it's his debut on the main roster. Everyone knows he's going to win. Let's just kind of start off the show with a big positive match, I suppose. But
it didn't seem to go that way. I don't know if it was because Nakamura wasn't going all out like he usually does, but it seemed like people were turning on him a little bit.
There was I saw the discussion that there was a lot of people that was concerned that, Nakamura seems to be falling into this WWE style rather than his own strong style kind of thing. And I think even on SmackDown, there was a part in the tag match where Ziggler was telling Nakamura to slow down. In part, like you could hear him say it while he was.
Everybody
in the ring
talks
with
too
him.
much.
So
why did everyone got to have an alternative name now? He's the rock star now.
Oh, I thought he was the artist.
No, he's called rock star.
Now he's the rock star.
He's both.
It's just you get the big dog and the demon. It's why.
T-shirts.
Well, yeah.
You gotta have stuff to put on T-shirts.
What about the name?
Well, yeah. Just
they've
not called all through NXT. They never once referred to him as a rock star. And now he's on SmackDown. Oh, he's a rock star.
Well, they did the same thing with AJ Styles with the Pitbull thing, and it's just.
Oh man, I'm so glad that stopped. And I don't know if it's because of Chris Jericho, but the last time I heard it said was when Jericho was on guest commentary and called him a bulldog. Oh no, wait, sorry, a pit bull. And it was so forced and weird. I don't know if that's when they dropped it, but it seems to be around that time. So if we can do that with the Rockstar, someone can, get it wrong and make it obvious how stupid it is.
Yeah.
I think on SmackDown, it was Styles actually went through as he was.
Hold on a sec. I think we're having some audio difficulties here. Hold on. Are you guys still there? Okay, I cannot hear them. I'm gonna refresh. One sec. Hold on. Stick around, everybody. Oh dear. I think something broke. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just me. Oh, there we go. Hey, are you guys back?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so I got something flashed up on the thing saying that there was a connection.
Weird.
Yeah, it just seemed to drop out for a second. Can you hear as well?
Yeah.
Chucks, how about you? I cannot hear you saying anything.
I don't know if it's on delay. What did you damn Euros do?
Don't know if I've been called a Euro before.
That's what they call us, like our version of Shane McMahon.
Oh, we've lost someone.
Let's see if we can get him back.
If you can hear us now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm here.
Hey.
Can you hear us all? Ed, can you hear us? Could you just let us know in the chat if you can hear us all?
Oh, that's weird.
That was weird.
What happened?
I don't know.
Okay. But we're all back now, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
I presume you can hear us. It's just, I don't know.
It's registering on the stream at least.
Okay. Well, we'll cut this out then.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, clearly.
Hey, we're live, pal. So we're just waiting for confirmation from Ed whether we can hear them. Let's just talk amongst ourselves.
That's what we've been doing.
That's the show.
I don't know why, but I poured my drink of choice. The one that made me completely loopy is a Pepsi Max cherry can.
Oh gosh.
But for some reason it says on the side of the can, shout it. Pepsi Max.
shout at them.
It's better than
I'm not sure-
touting it.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to shout. Either that or the contents has made me hallucinate and it doesn't actually say that.
Shout it. Like Chris
That
Jericho.
or the contents is...
Okay, yeah, I unmuted the stream. The audio is still going through, so.
Edge just sent us a tweet saying, I hear you guys, so he must be able to hear us.
Okay, good.
He
So I
can't
don't know
talk
if he-
in the chat.
Something might have happened on his end where he's not able to type in the
Yeah.
chat now.
This has gone wrong for everyone.
Yeah.
Also, Dan, we really do need to cut it out because the last 2 minutes have just been me talking about a Pepsi Max cherry can.
Yeah. Well, I think we should be cutting out anyway, just in case anyone happens to be listening to this.
Clearly.
Oh
yeah.
wow!
It's the kind of radio that we probably shouldn't be.
I
promoting.
wouldn't worry.
Doesn't matter. Will, you were mentioning something about Nakamura before that whole ordeal happened.
Oh, yeah, he's a rock star now. Did you know?
Yeah, apparently.
No, it was just I think Ziggler Styles was on his promo on SmackDown. Was basically just referring to everyone as their alternate name. I think he was doing it on purpose. He was calling Ziggler a show off, and this is where he kept calling him the Rockstar. So
Ew. The thing that is with WWE is so frustrating because it's just like you say, it's a marketing thing where they have to have a name or they have to have something that they can use to market. But the trouble is they do it with absolutely everything.
yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't renamed the announce table like the commentator hub or something stupid. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? No, it's just like, oh.
Yeah, they're not a pro wrestling company anymore. They're like a branding organization.
Yeah.
They promote brands. They make a TV show so that they can attach names to things and stick them on T-shirts.
But what they don't understand is by giving absolutely everyone a name, it doesn't make anyone special. Everyone is the same.
Well, the problem I have with it is that they don't mean anything. Nakamura's
Yeah.
done nothing to earn the Rockstar. Like he doesn't play an instrument as far as I know.
You should just like go with Chris Jericho on a Fozzy tour.
Yeah, Chris
Not say
Jericho's an
anything.
actual rock star.
But when he's playing a song, he should just like do his like twitching walk in the background just to see if anyone notices, and just carry on walking. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, and you know the Pitbull. What's he ever done? Pitbull like tenacity. They always like this. Come on, give these guys some names that actually mean something. Dolph Ziggler never showed off. Like when he first started calling himself the Show Off, he would do a chin lock with like a headstand, and then he didn't ever show off.
Yeah, true.
So
It's not bragging if you can back it up.
yes, it is. That's what bragging is.
Ed sent us a tweet saying his Wi-Fi went down, so he's having to listen now on his phone. This is Smoot's fault, obviously.
I don't know what happened.
I think we just had a world internet outage for about 0.5 of a second.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, I
Because it
get those.
affected us and Will.
I get those a lot.
you talk about giving a name to the announce table. We did have the coal mine. Don't forget.
Oh, that's
We did have
true.
the coal
Yeah,
mine.
Oh,
forgot
God.
about that. Where the hell does Ziggler go from here? Because he talked a lot of game about
TNA?
Nakamura. Oh wow! Wow. I mean, okay, fair enough. Sure.
He's. Actually, sorry, just going back to what you just said, Will. I've just noticed that any time Michael Cole does talk about the announce table, he does call it the broadcast
Booth.
area or something.
Yeah.
Position.
Yeah, broadcast booth.
Broadcast
So they
deck.
already have marketed it. They just don't like talking about it that much.
Yeah.
Vince probably doesn't like the word table. It's not an announce table. It's a broadcast booth.
Jesus.
Honestly.
It just reminded me of just going back to Takeover when JR was on commentary with Nigel McGuinness. And JR was being very sarcastic about giving out the tweets and the. Did you not pick up on that?
Oh, he was getting Nigel to do all
He
the
was.
things. He made a comment on everyone, didn't he? Like, he's the Twitter guy. That's his job. Yeah.
You can't imagine though, if for whatever reason JR ever came back, you can't imagine him doing Twitter stuff, can you?
No.
It doesn't seem right somehow.
Then
Like,
again, this is the guy that did the Skittles.
Well,
but that was funny because it seemed so out of character. And I think this, even though he actually has used Twitter for a long time and he clearly gets it,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
he still there's something about his voice doesn't seem like the voice of the social media generation, I guess.
Right.
True.
So where was we?
Nakamura won. We all get a point.
Great.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love points? So we move on, unless you have anything else to say about
No, I'm good.
the artist. Great. The Usos beat Breezango in what turned out just to be a comedy match. And actually a pretty good one, I thought. I
seriously.
really liked the spot where...
Do you know, until you just said that, I completely forgot that he came out with that damn mop.
Yeah, he came out with... I don't really get that bit. I don't know why he was a janitor. But when he was
Master
rolling away
Janitor?
from the big splash on each side, and the Uso had to keep going, that was good stuff. Tripping over the mop at the start, yeah,
I was starting to like Prison.
I was fine with it. Yeah,
JBL getting hit with a dress.
Oh yeah, that was quite good.
that was excellent.
Yeah.
Their day wasn't H enough, though.
Yeah, whatever.
The
that
Usos'
means.
day was more H than theirs.
I just noticed then on the stream, which you just
Yeah,
sorted.
I saw.
the image that you put up of JBL sat at ringside came up with my name in the corner, like I took that image. So I did a pretty
Sorry.
good job.
Sorry.
Either it's amazing what kind of image you can capture from planes with a big lens these days. But yeah. So Ed's just said in the chat that between the dress and mop, he's pretty sure that Tyler Breeze was dedicating his match to Perry Saturn.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if this is now the start of something for Breezango. They seem to get a push out of nowhere. I kind of hope it is, because these guys have been, the talent's been there for a long time. Fandango's been great for years. These backstage things are good. They're obviously good in the ring. It's a shame they've been a joke for so long, because they could be something.
Yeah.
In terms of points, what actually happened here? Me and Will got a point. Yeah, woo!
Yay.
And you guys thought that the
Well,
Fashion Popo would.
They should have.
I went
They should have.
I went with the mindset of that, because the two matches in this pay-per-view were like people that just got title shots out of nowhere were Breezango and Jinder Mahal, and I thought at least one of them needs to win.
Well, you
And
went wrong.
Yeah, so I just went the wrong way round, and I didn't go with Jinder because I thought with the Rusev thing that they were going to end up going with Randy Orton and Rusev just for the heel and face dynamic. I couldn't imagine that Rusev and Jinder Mahal was going to be the main event of Money in the Bank.
That's going to be wild.
But they've just basically swept Rusev under the carpet anyway.
Yeah,
But
they
there
kind
we
of
go.
did.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. And they split him and Lana up. I don't know what they're doing with SmackDown lately.
Yeah. Well,
Just don't get it.
SmackDown's been a bit weird in general, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the Superstar Shakeup. That's another branding term, by the way. I guess
Oh,
draft isn't a good word anymore.
And you can't copyright that.
Yeah, maybe. I've also noticed, Smoot, you've got Breezango written there as Brezango.
There's only like
Oh,
one...
he's not happy about that show.
There's only like one E in their name. Whatever. There.
Tyler
Two
Brez.
E's.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Breezango.
Oh my god. This is like the slow burn to a feud.
That's how you do it the right way. You don't job out on Raw for 3 years and then suddenly become the champion. So after the tags was Sami Zayn. Another one he was a guy who was nothing on Raw. He was just there, lost most of his matches. You know, he's never really pushed as anything. Now he jumps to SmackDown and beats Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Now, what does this say about the SmackDown roster? That the SmackDown guys who jumped to Raw aren't now the big names. It's still Seth Rollins and Big Dog, whereas all of the little guys from Raw are now suddenly the top guys on SmackDown. Buried.
I hate Baron Corbin.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Can't
I get
stand
it.
him.
He's really growing on me.
I think they had Sami Zayn win this because they're going to have him go up against Kevin Owens for the title.
That again.
Yeah.
I've got to be honest, Sami Zayn's the one that's doing my head in at the minute.
Yes. Yeah. He's kind of obnoxious. I'm not
And-
a fan.
It's not even just that. It's actually in the ring. He's just he's got the Rey Mysterio effect to me, where it's like he's just gone straight in for the total babyface thing, where he's gonna get beaten up for 95% of his match.
Yep.
And then he's gonna either have a comeback and win or a comeback and lose, and it's
Yeah.
just like I understand that formula and I understand why it happens, but I also think it can be done where it isn't as obvious, and it just gets a bit silly.
I think the problem with Mysterio, and they do it with Kalisto a fair bit as well, is when they have to say that this guy is tiny, but he's got a huge heart.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
That's what really bugs me. And they haven't done that with Sami Zayn yet. Said he's
No,
got a
because
big heart yet.
they're too obsessed with giving him this like bizarre
The underdog
gimmick
from the
where-
underground.
Oh god. The stupid gimmick where he just becomes irritating backstage, but we're supposed to love him.
Yeah.
That's another one, the underdog from the underground. Bullshit.
Ah.
So yeah, nobody got a point on
Um,
this match.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we all lost this one.
No, we all thought that Jeremy Corbyn would win.
Oh my god.
Politics joke? Wow.
Every time I see Baron Corbin, I think one day maybe Jeremy Corbyn will be made a Baron. Maybe. Could happen.
But
Oh
also
my lord.
on SmackDown Live, Sami Zayn got the fluke victory on Corbin as well, which caused him to like snap and like beat the shit out of Sami Zayn after the match there.
Much like Strowman and Kalisto after
Yeah.
the dumpster match. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing that storyline again. I don't know that they're doing Zayn Owens anytime too soon, maybe down the line, but I think we're going to get to the Owens match later, but I think that's just part one of a longer feud too. So I think there's going to be 2 rematches first. We could get there at some point. Not right now. Joy. So no points for that. We all thought Corbin would win because, that would make sense. Here's another branding term for you. The Welcoming Committee.
Oh god.
Mm.
Oh my god.
They can't just be Natalia, Carmella, Tamina. They are the Welcoming Committee.
That's because they're running out of names for 3 women groups.
The Submission Sorority, that didn't go
Yeah.
down so well. PCB,
Yeah.
Bad.
Team
Yeah.
BAD. Yeah, Beautiful and Dangerous, right? Team Bella, that was the other one.
That also had someone in it.
Also
that
had
wasn't a
Alicia
Bella.
Fox in it, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what I'd call these guys, but
Nation of
Welcome.
Domination.
Okay.
that was something completely different. Anyway, they beat Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky. Becky tapped, and that's about it. It was a match.
Did people get like
Unfortunately.
ejected from ringside during this, like Ellsworth? Or am I,
I didn't
thinking of a different
notice
match?
that.
Or am I thinking of a different match?
I don't know. Unfortunately, this was around the time when the news from Manchester started to break when I was watching it, so it was very sporadic when I was watching from now on. So, obviously,
You didn't miss much.
no.
Not on that match anyway. So you guys all predicted the welcoming committee would win. I thought the faces would win because, I mean, come on, Charlotte's on that team and Tamina's on the other one. But nope, they're building something, which is probably for the best. Phone noise.
It was the SmackDown tag team match. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
just the SmackDown
Thank you.
tag. Yeah.
That's what happens
Yeah.
when you have a fucking rematch on the follow-up show to the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, because that's the thing. Every bloody week,
Yeah.
because we have a paper every week. Yeah. So, what's next? Chip?
Was Charlotte, Naomi, Becky team Neapolitan ice cream because of the hair? I see where you're going with that.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, maybe they should listen to Ed and
In the chat,
yeah, because they do love branding. And, you know, they obviously need a name. So next up was that US title match, Kevin Owens retaining against AJ by count out when AJ's foot got caught in the announce table hole. Got caught in some cables and couldn't get back in the ring. So this feud must continue, obviously.
I was so damn close with this.
Happened to Orton as a botch like many years ago on SmackDown.
Over and over that
Yeah.
table. He had no luck with that table.
I came so close with this
You did.
because I did Styles, but via DQ.
You
I
did,
just-
that's true. You knew something screwy would happen.
Yeah. And as soon as I saw the foot on the table, I was like, "Oh, damn it!"
So Beans was the only one who predicted Styles. We all thought Owens would retain. In fact, looking at it now, I don't know why I thought Owens, because the DQ idea sounds like the right one.
Yeah.
Looking back on the show, I think that's what should have happened. But no, there you go. And well, this was one of the big matches going in. I thought this was really a two-match show, and I kind of thought maybe Nakamura would just, walk over Ziggler, and that wouldn't be a big thing. So this was the one that I was hoping would kind of, make the show worthwhile. I don't know that it delivered.
I know what you mean, because I kind of was looking forward to this pay-per-view, and it did seem, it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
It weren't bad, but they're just things that you were hoping that might have been a bit more memorable and a bit more. You kind of felt like these ones, the matches, like with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, you're thinking, obviously this is starting something. You're thinking further down the line they're going to have more of the epic match, and this just kind of starts it off. But still, it didn't seem to hit that mark really.
I don't know if it's something to do with the way or the positions that they're in, because they've both had great matches with John Cena, who I hate, and I don't even like his matches, his wrestling at all, but those matches were great. But these two, you would imagine they could do that with each other and maybe even be better. But I don't know if it's because one of them isn't like established as the guy, and a win over either one of them isn't seen as like a really big deal. They're both kind of just there. It's the US title match. It's, sixth on the show, fifth on the show.
You know what this is? It's the old England problem. It's the Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard issue.
What they're great on their own, but not together.
Yeah, just for some reason, even though everything should be right, it's just not working.
Yeah, I see that.
And maybe that'd be a bit more of a fair assessment if they have another 2 or 3 matches, and I still feel the same.
Yeah, they should be able to do more. I think these two. Obviously, they're both great. They're just.
Ed's asking in the chat if they're going to do the rematch to Styles Owens on SmackDown, or are they going to wait for a Battleground for it? I think Battleground.
They've got to wait.
Yeah, that's way too far ahead. If anything, I would put it on SmackDown.
When is Battleground?
It's after Money in the Bank, I believe.
Yeah, you're talking.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
What they seem to do though is when Raw has their pay-per-view, you normally do seem to get some title matches on the SmackDown that week, as if it's their own kind of version of a pay-per-view to kind of go along with the big week, if you know what I mean. So it wouldn't surprise me if they do that.
Money in the Bank is SmackDown, so I'm guessing Ed is saying Battleground, not Money in the Bank, because he thinks that both of these guys will be in a Money in the Bank match, right?
Maybe.
Because, I mean, that could just be on the Money in the Bank show.
Yeah.
They are at the Money in the Bank.
They are, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's already announced, is it? Oh, God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they are, along with Nakamura, Ziggler, Zayn, and Corbin. Which makes sense, then, the 3 mid-card matches.
I think, and this is kind of a spoiler, I think for the time being, I think Corbin's going to win the Money in the Bank match.
Corbin, huh?
Yeah. Which is kind of a downer, because when you say Baron Corbin's going to win, you kind of want a second Money in the Bank match.
Well, there is rumor of this, but it's going to be the women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard that rumor.
That's been going around a while, yeah. Have the women ever done a ladder match? I don't remember ever seeing that.
No, I'm not seeing on.
They have in TNA.
Not in WWE, no.
Yeah, that could be the first one.
Well,
which could be great, or it could be a massive train wreck. I don't know.
Charlotte's in it, that means she's got to win it.
Well, yeah.
Because anytime that there's the first thing that WWE have done with the women, Charlotte's got to win it.
Yeah.
It's true. Making history. So, yeah, okay, yeah, if they're in the Money in the Bank, then yeah, they'll do a rematch at some point. It should probably be on SmackDown, I'd imagine. Yeah, I kind of thought Styles. Anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in the coming weeks. The filler match between the 2 big matches was Luke Harper beating Eric Rowan.
Jeez.
I don't know why. I don't know why this happened, and I really don't know why Beans thought Rowan would win. He won the SmackDown match.
I don't remember that. I just remember that he had this thing where he was on Talking Smack, where he brought all these masks out.
He did it on the pre-show too.
Yeah, and he did it on the pre-show. And I just sat there and I thought, look, I said, it's one of them matches, it's a complete throwaway. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Luke Harper's been coming out and nothing is happening with this guy. But they're doing something with Rowan, so I just thought, in my mind, I could see WWE giving the win to Rowan just because they think they're doing something with him. But clearly not.
No, they did the one on SmackDown. Rowan won, so I figured rematch, no stip. Yeah, 50-50. Harper has to win, has to get his win back. Anything to say about this one? I'm guessing not.
It happened.
It did.
I think this is one of those matches where I think Rowan got like a majority of the offense in, and Harper came out with the win.
When are they going to do something with Harper?
I don't know. He's been just floating around on the roster ever since he came back from injury. So I don't know.
He's obviously very good.
Yeah.
and they seem to kind of like him. You know, he's been around the Bray Wyatt Randy Orton feud. He was kind of in semi-serious spots during that time. JBL loves him, always putting him over big on commentary. You'd think he'd be like the perfect guy to give a halfway push to, see what he can do.
I think as well his look, and you know, he changed to the black vest and he ties his hair back, and he's he looks trim. He's in the last few months since he's come back from injury, he does stand out, and it's like you say, it's just a bit of a shame really that he's not using it. Ed in the chat's asking what does he have to do to get the attention of Vince. And to be honest, I think it is kind of just sticking in there, because I do think that, like we were saying, JBL mentions it on commentary. I think he's recognised by the company, but I also think they're a little bit unsure what to do with him. But I do think that he needs to be in that situation where he just kind of needs to keep plodding along for the time being, and hopefully something will fall in place for it to, for him to get a bigger spot. But
at some point, wow, man, I'm just looking him up now. He's 37, so that's not on his side. I was going to say, if he sticks around long enough, he'll get one of those, the kind of lifetime achievement award push. Like, Hardcore Holly eventually got kind of started being treated a little more seriously on the ECW brand. Kane ended up getting some world titles here and there. Even Mark Henry. If you're a big guy and you've been around a while, sooner or later they'll need a big guy. And Luke Harper's obviously good enough to do what is asked of him when that comes up. But I don't know. If it was me, I'd be pushing him in the Baron Corbin spot.
Yeah. Ed's also said in the chat that he's a perfect hybrid of talent and size, which he is really.
Yeah, he can do it all. I don't know if he should be doing it all, but he can. We've talked about that before with the big guys, Cesaro and whoever doing dives and stuff. It makes the 205 especially just seem like nothing special about the cruiserweight. Anyway, we'll move on now, because this is the big talking point.
Oh god.
The main event. Randy Orton completely killed the Singh brothers on the broadcast booth.
Oh jeez. Yeah.
And then made a face like he knew that he.
Yeah, he done
just killed these guys.
like he done move.
Like he knew that Vince was flipping out backstage.
And then he lost. I'll admit I thought this was going to be a total squash. He gets the title match out of nowhere, makes himself out to be something, and then Randy Orton just runs through him, and no time at all. That's just an anomaly out of nowhere, just something fun to do. Smoot saw something more in this that we didn't.
Yeah, it was the fact that WWE's expanding into India. Or trying to, at least.
Insider knowledge. This guy.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I just didn't think they'd pull the trigger on giving them the belt.
And to be honest, after Breezango didn't win on my prediction, I was like, damn it, Maul's winning.
I figured why not, And with Orton just kind of taking a shit on the indies, too. The timing seemed...
There are many reasons why not.
Yeah. Well... I don't know. It seemed fitting. I think the timing was...
You're probably right.
It's made a moment that will be talked about for a long time, even
Exactly.
if in 6 months' time, it's all disappeared and it's going to be acted like it never happens, or whether for some reason he's still, in that position. So I don't know. It's wrestling at the end of the day, isn't it? It's just what they do.
There was, I felt when Miz won the belt that somehow the WWE Championship now feels like less.
Mm.
It was like brought down to a certain level when he won it. And this, now it's like, I don't know. I that's already happened. So I know that, it's WWE in 2017, anything can happen because it doesn't matter anymore. We're not trying to keep the competition away. We're not trying to keep the ratings up. It's just whatever Vince feels like doing, whatever he thinks is good for an expanding market. If we go into these things realizing nothing is sacred, it doesn't matter. You can be the worst guy on the roster. You can be the worst pushed guy on the roster. And at the toss of a coin, you could suddenly be the next guy.
Or the toss of a Singh brother, as you can see on the...
With the toss of a Singh brother.
Do you know, you're playing that GIF on the stream, and I'm watching it, and I had to mute myself then because all I could remember was the sound of the guy falling down the well, and imagining him making that noise.
Oh, it's so bad.
That is ridiculous.
But yeah, it's just like these things can and will happen these days. We're not building for the future. We're not establishing anything. It's just whatever happens on the day. You know, we're going into India, so let's push the Indian guy, who's actually Canadian, by the way. So let's push the Indian guy. Hopefully, now what I don't get is if they're pushing like an Indian hero, someone for that market, why is he a heel?
He's a heel in this country, maybe not in India.
Well, you know, I can't talk for India, I guess.
Yeah, no, I imagine.
I don't really see it. I also don't really see why he's a heel, by the way.
He's not.
He's foreign.
Exactly, right? He's confident in himself.
Yeah.
He has some money, I guess.
No, it's the old WWE rule. If you're foreign, you're a heel.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
He likes to speak in his own language. Oh, obviously he's an asshole.
Yeah, Ed said it's obviously he's a heel in America. He said it's like when Bret Hart was a heel in America in '97.
But they would tour in Canada, and you could see the difference on, you know, the two sides of the border. We don't get Raws from India on a regular basis.
Oh, we do now.
But if we do, and if that happens, then, you know, that could be something. If they spend...
laugh my head off if they did a show in India and then they all booed him because they said he's Canadian.
You know, they would do that. They think he's a heel. We can't have a positive reaction. We have to announce originally from Canada. Much like Jericho always got announced from born in Manhasset. Yeah. And he would get beaten in his hometown as well.
Yeah, true. That's where Orton regains the belt.
Yeah. As Ed said, in the Punjabi prison. It's disappointing that the rematch isn't in the prison. They've got to do that at some point, right? They've got to dig that cage out.
Yeah, I think that's coming.
I really like that game. Anyway, so
The only one that did.
yeah, I think I was. Yeah, it was different. So, at the end of this one, Beans, I'm afraid to say you did pretty bad.
Yeah, you got 3.
You got 3.
To be fair, I like I say, I was screwed with them. Breezango and Maul. I got them the wrong way around.
Yep.
And I was screwed by AJ
Styles.
tripping
Yeah.
over a cable. The rest is all on me.
It was Styles that did it. Then I got 5, which is, you know, fine, I guess. Smoot and Will, you have to share the honors on this one. 6 out of 8, pretty strong.
We're both in second place
that
to your 10 points here.
Puts you both. That puts you both on 9.
Mm-hmm.
Beans was in second on 4, but now you're in last, I guess, in third.
Yeah.
With 7 out of 16. As I say, Smoot and Will on 9 out of 16. I'm just ahead, just hanging on. 10 out of 16.
All right.
It's still very close, though.
It's down to you guys now. I'm out.
It's still close, and we've got many, many more pay-per-views to come.
Christ,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say, is it not a pay-per-view next weekend?
Not quite, but it's not long, I don't think.
I think it's... I don't know, maybe. Actually.
Extreme Rules is
Yeah.
June 4th.
Yeah.
That is next weekend.
Yeah. It's not this Sunday, but it's next Sunday.
Yeah.
So this week's Raw it would be the go home for Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
So obviously we'll be giving our predictions for that one. So
Ed says
We only
I'm
have
still need
5
to
matches
redeem
announced.
myself.
Ed says Chuck's, dare I say, has a perfect 10 score.
I wish. It's 10 out of 16. A perfect 10 out of 16.
Yeah.
Don't matter, just keep chanting 10. That's all the crowd does.
I'll be right back. Keep going. Keep bantering.
Keep bantering.
Yeah.
So I have this can of Pepsi Max Cherry, and it has sweeteners in it.
I thought you were going somewhere with that.
Yeah, sure.
No, I was just trying to throw back a reference to the previous time I had to stall for time, and it just didn't get a reception. So I didn't know what else to say.
Well, instead of stalling for time, we could actually say something. Like, is there anything else that we need to talk about this week?
There probably is. Paul Heyman came back,
Yeah, that's true. He did.
so there we go. We spoke about that.
He seemed to be quite complimentary, I guess, of Finn Balor. I don't know if that's setting something up or just,
It does seem to suggest that Finn Balor's probably going to be winning this match at Extreme Rules.
I don't know. I still think it's going to be the big dog.
Really?
Well, you've always got to predict the big dog, right?
Slightly moving on, did anyone see the Finn Balor WWE 24?
Yes,
Not yet.
Okay, good.
it is a very, very good show.
Did it show him playing with Lego?
No, didn't it?
It didn't
Ah.
actually, no. Just showing doing other things.
Having a pint in an Irish pub.
Yeah.
What a gimmick.
Because, he's Irish.
Was it a pint of Guinness?
It was.
Ed's also mentioned in the chat the return of the 1996 Gold Dust.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about. That was interesting.
I'm glad to see him get another chance at being a bit more serious.
Is this possibly what you was having further, the Hardcore Holly thing? Is it one last run?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't know if he's going to be, top end of the card, but could get a little. He's still good.
Oh,
He's old, but he's still good.
The joys of cold paint.
Yeah. And with 5 guys in the main event of Extreme Rules, I'm guessing they'll need, filler like Goldust versus Truth.
To be honest, they should just announce it like they did with Jinder, shouldn't they? It should just be Goldust versus Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. And let's face it, Brock Lesnar can also kill the Singh brothers, but also Goldust could win the championship. I'm guessing that went down like a lead balloon.
I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I was just like, Lesnar beat Goldberg. Now he beats Goldust.
I can see Goldust giving him shattered dreams in the corner, and then Heyman doing his shot WrestleMania face when he does it.
No.
Oh my God! He kicked you in the balls, Brock.
David Otunga's coming back soon. He's been making a movie, in case you didn't know.
Who's been making a movie?
David Otunga.
Oh God.
So that means no more Booker T.
Yeah, apparently. God. What is it with that noise?
It's all the time.
What is it about Booker T? I mean, I'm not being funny. He only needs about 10 seconds of TV time, and you think this guy's certified.
It's that noise though, every time.
Certified G.
Oh, certified something.
You give him a really hard crap.
Oh.
Okay. I think we may be coming to an end here.
And apparently, Atom is going to be back on the Extreme Rules kickoff panel, and then I assume Raw the following night.
That means the kickoff panel is going to show the trailer to his new film about 400 times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where he won't actually be in the trailer because he's only in the film for about 30 seconds and he's disappeared for 6 weeks.
Oh, it'd be nice to get his expert opinion on things, though.
Oh, jeez. The only time I'd be interested in seeing him on the pre-show is if he brings a cup of coffee.
Yeah, slurping his travel money. Yeah, oh, that's so great. With a bow tie.
Before we go, can we have a quick laugh at TNA?
Oh, God.
What do they do this time?
They well, for
Oh,
one,
Smoot came back at the right time, didn't he?
For one, they're booking Slammiversary as what was it? Joseph Park versus Scott Steiner.
What?
Oh, that's the commentator feud, right?
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Josh Matthews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was more, not so much TNA, to be fair. It's actually Spike in the UK.
Oh.
Who I've been reading just a minute ago that apparently the new episode of Impact on Saturday wasn't shown. Instead, they showed the week before instead.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So the 3 people that were watching were very annoyed. But,
I bet they were.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
It's TNA. How has it not happened?
It's not TNA anymore, it's Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
What
just
the hell is that picture about?
yeah.
Honest to God, what is that?
Yeah. I don't know which face is funniest.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know where to start.
Well, for starters, Josh looks like he's trying to compete with Scott Steiner over here in terms of disgruntledness. This
I'm not being funny. I never thought that you could show a picture of 4 people in pro wrestling and one of them would be Jeremy Borash and he would be the only fairly normal looking one.
No, Jeremy Borash looks like he's had a hard night drinking.
Yeah, that looks like something from like 5, maybe 10 years ago. That looks like 5 years ago, JB. Honestly.
There's been a lot of weight since.
I don't know what's up with Joseph Park, looking like the way he does with those, especially with the glasses.
The writing makes his left ear look like he's wearing a long earring.
Oh, it kind of does, yeah. That's a good point, actually.
Josh Matthews doesn't appear to have any eyes in his picture.
Yeah.
It's like that one picture of Charlotte that WWE uses, where she's smiling, but her eyes are like so fucking dark.
And Scott Steiner's picture actually looks like it's an image that TNA had of Hulk Hogan, and they photoshopped it to make it look like Scott Steiner.
God, it's confident. And there's also, I think, something to do with the Hardys. I haven't looked into the story much, but I know TNA has been trying to deter the Hardys from using the broken trademark some more and whatnot. I'll try to look that up really quickly.
Yeah, I think it means that we're not going to be seeing the broken gimmick anytime soon.
Yeah, there was
It's been too long anyway now.
yeah.
Apparently, the report I read yesterday, they are still interested in using it though, because they want it for the merchandise.
Yeah, real quick.
Obviously they love branding, they love catchphrases and stuff. And maybe they lose the tag belts and that's what kind of sparks it all off. But they're halfway there now. Matt still has the wacky hair, they still do the delete, or, they do the arm and everyone still chants it. And it's kind of there, but not there. So I don't know if you can just flip the switch and then really kick it in when you can. I don't know. I think it's been too long.
If they didn't want them to do it, they'd tell them. So
Yeah.
if they had an issue with it, they'd just tell them to stop doing it.
Can I just point out as well, Chucks, when you say that it's been too long and they can't do it, we just watched Jinder Mahal win the WWE Championship.
That's very true. That is very true.
We're seeing Goldust push, yeah. It's true.
I know.
Yeah.
It's true.
Don't hinder gender.
Oh, for God's sake. I was hoping we were going to go through a show without that awful catchphrase being said.
Gender shall no longer be hindered.
Oh, for fuck's
He's
sake.
just got his first T-shirt.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not terrible. He, I mean, just says the modern day Maharaja, which I think JBL must have said no fewer than 5 times between Jinder Mahal winning the belt and then going off the air.
Mm.
He just kept
He
yelling
must have
it
said
over
it
and
about
over.
50 times in the bloody match.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Even on SmackDown, I just felt like throwing a brick through TV.
Mm.
Again, marketing.
Yeah. Mm.
At least they've stopped saying opportunity quite so much. Still a lot.
Also, Shane McMahon, please go away.
Wow.
Every single time he comes out. Every single time. What up, Manchester?
That's his catchphrase.
I know, it just annoys me. And then does his little thing with his hand with the mic where he like as if he's thrown a dart. You ever notice, like with the microphone, he like as soon as he's finished saying what he's saying, he like flicks the microphone down like he's done the dart throwing motion.
He's just happy.
He's processed, is what he is.
Processed.
I don't know. I mean, manufactured, fake, not real.
His interview
Actually,
with-
Ed's just said in the chat, I will say Shane with Breezango this week was pretty funny, which is actually true.
Yeah.
They weren't that bad. No, I'm being harsh on Shane, but I get annoyed that I know that every time he comes out, he's just going to say that at the beginning, and I feel like he's just turning into like SmackDown's Enzo Amore,
Who got laid out by a mystery person.
which I'm hoping is Cass.
Yeah, maybe.
Where it looked like
It's
the
the
revival was in the
revival.
background.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
I saw that, but apparently weren't that a complete screw up.
I don't know. Ed is actually, that's something I wanted to talk about. Kurt Angle is the worst promo I've ever heard,
Oh my God.
which is strange because he used to be great.
Yeah.
And I think it's the thing that he was talking about at the Hall of Fame. I'm sure I've mentioned before. He was saying, go out on a limb, don't say your own thing, put it in your own words, do what you've got. Now he's sticking so closely to the script.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm a great general manager.
Who's Finn Balor, by the way?
Finn Balor, yeah.
Seth Rollins. God.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He really is losing the ability to speak, isn't he?
Not to mention he was watching the TV awkwardly.
Double.
Double A, yeah.
Like Vladimir Kozlov.
I was going to say, Kozlov, yeah.
Everyone has trouble with that one, though. Vince himself has trouble with
He
WWE.
does, yeah. Yeah. I think we're to that moment.
Yeah. Ed's also said the only good thing Kurt does is his awkward interactions with the Drifter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ed's also just mentioned in the chat about awkward watching matches. He's actually saying this to you, Smoot, but
Yeah.
you did say that you're not seeing Takeover.
I did
What?
see the picture of her watching like the match from up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And standing at like a weird angle doing so as well. Like her body was faced towards the camera while she was looking off to the side rather than just being completely directed towards the ring.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
There was one on Raw, I think it might have been Raw. Was it Neville?
No, you're Kendrick who decided
Kendrick,
to
yeah.
be commentary while
Oh, that's right.
And
He
then,
just, he just turned around in a really creepy way.
yeah.
It's reaching the point where you just need an entire formula change. It's the usual. I mean, we've got rid of the Authority coming out at the start of Raw and Stephanie doing her Shane version, which is "Welcome to Monday Night Raw."
All this Brandon's her fault. She's Brandon
Oh, yeah,
officer.
she's the branded officer, isn't she? Damn it.
Yeah.
Also, going back to the Hardys for a sec, they during the show they changed the graphic for the Extreme Rules stipulation match from Matt Hardy looking dopey with his smile to
That first one made me laugh.
yeah, to just
Yeah.
to that.
I'm waiting for it up.
Yeah, I know. Which is probably another sign that WWE may be just steering away from the whole broken gimmick for right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just on that match actually, so the Hardys won the match. Hardys being one of the innovators of the ladder match. Why did they choose a cage match?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of strange too.
Yeah, they're just basically gone, well, we've already done a ladder match, so we're just going to go with another thing that Jeff can jump off.
See, I thought the ladder match would have been done as well, especially with NXT doing well. I thought they might have wanted to.
They got Money in the Bank coming up. They don't need more ladders.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, you're right. I don't know why they chose a cage of all things. There's no interference. They're not, the guys aren't trying to run away.
We've had a new member join the chat called Ascension Fan. He says he's not quite sure, but hi.
I think
We don't know what this is.
Yeah, I think he came in on the Hardy face there.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's a strange thing to come in on a show, but there we go.
Absolutely, there it is. Yeah.
He says he doesn't know what this is. He's not the only one. We don't know what this is either.
Yeah, we're not sure either. It just kind of happens, but we work our way through it. Oh God, the face is back. So I pretty much I think we've covered everything there, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we are going to be back next week where we will be doing our predictions for Extreme Rules. Hopefully, we'll also be back next week with a little bit of report of what happened at the Leeds show, which should be quite interesting.
It's after next week,
Say again, sorry?
It's the week after.
Sorry, yeah, it is. It's the week after. It's not this week. Sorry, it's the week after. So,
just before you do your little sign off there, sorry. We did.
Why did that sound really strange?
Sorry, I didn't mean it to. Last week we did a little update on former VOW host Nick Paglino. He got married.
Don't tell me he's got divorced.
No, I've got. It's like a
You're worrying me there.
It's just going to be our new feature. Looking back at what VOW is up to now. Now, just to say congratulations to Chris Cash, who had a baby last week. He didn't. His wife didn't.
Yes, he certainly did.
Yeah.
He's had a son called Lucas, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucas Cash.
Lucas Cash, and he's very cute looking.
Yeah. So, both members of VOW have moved
They're
on.
settling down. They're getting old.
There's some major events going on there. Marriages, children, a lot. So yeah, definitely. Congratulations to Chris Cash and family.
Indeed.
So yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll be previewing Extreme Rules. If you want to send us a question for the show, if you're on Twitter, you can use the hashtag IWC Radio.
Yeah.
Check out IWCRadio.com. You can find the shows and everything that we do on there.
Yep.
You can also follow us on Twitter at the IWC Radio. You can also find links to our personal Twitter accounts from there if you want to give us a follow. But yeah, thank you very much for listening this week, and we will see you all next week
For Extreme Rules. Bye.
Boom.